gain inspiration to make a positive change in the nation. We're inviting you to partake in conversation to raise your vibration. It's the day that we will all celebrate all of our peace that make this thing elevate. Watch the negative fade away, cause it's the day with Trae.
Grand Rising, everyone. Welcome to the Day with Trae. I'm your host, Trae Holiday. I want to welcome you to another magnificent Monday. So excited. We have our Menopause Mentor in the building for this third Monday. I hope y'all are keeping track out there. Ms. Danyale Thomas is going to be giving us some more tips for those of us who will be going through menopause like myself. And of course, for those of you who are supporting those that are going through menopause, I'm glad she's here. And later on in the show, we got the musical phenom, Shaina Shepherd, is back in the Black Media Matters studios right here on the Day with Trae with me. We love Shaina. She's going to be telling us about Jam Jar and Sunday sessions and writing her new album. So y'all, we are going to be having an amazing Monday today. So glad you're here with us. Of course, it is the top of the show, so it's a perfect time to tag and share this stream right here. Participate and help us grow. Just tag and share this stream with folks who you feel could benefit from a daily dose of dopeness right here on the Day with Trae. And if you can't watch our TV show, we still have you covered, y'all. You can listen to us anywhere you find your favorite podcast. Just search Converge Media Network and the Day with Trae. You'll find me on whichever platform is your favorite. Well, without further ado, y'all, up next, we got Danyale Thomas in the building, our menopause mentor. So grateful that she is gracing us with her presence once again. What's up, Danyale?
Hey, Trae. Thanks for having me.
Always a pleasure. And, you know, I just got to start by saying, you look just fabulous every time you come through.
Thank you.
Yeah, every time. Well, this is something that's really exciting for me because you've been in Seattle for some months.
Yeah.
And I know this will be your last month in our studio. You'll still be joining us virtually, but I just want to thank you for spending these third Mondays with me here. When you first came on, I was floored by what you were sharing. And I love that we are able to really dive into the intricacies of menopause with you and all of your study of menopause. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for the invitation. Yeah. It's been a pleasure to be here. Yeah. It's made being in Seattle more worth it.
Yeah, I love contributing to your experience here as you visit with family and, you know, do all the things you were doing here. Well, this is exciting because, you know, as we continue this discussion, I want to hear from you about some of the things that, you know, people maybe run into in terms of pitfalls. I think there are some symptoms that are so not known that when people are experiencing them, they don't know to attribute it to menopause. Tell us more.
You know, I want to talk about the most popular symptom, right, which is hot flashes. And it's one of those symptoms that when it hits, a woman like truly feels like she's hit perimenopause, menopause. And one of the things that we don't realize is that there are other contributing factors to hot flashes, right? At 35, I had Hodgkin's lymphoma and thought that I was early menopausal because part of Hodgkin's lymphoma is night sweats. And so night sweats also happen with women when they're going through menopause. It's in the middle of the night hot flashes. And because I wasn't aware of everything that could be going on. So don't always think that hot flashes are specifically just related to menopause. That's one of the things that I wanted to make sure women actually understand. But hot flashes are the #1 contributor. They're the main thing that women complain about. And they feel like when they reach that point, that it's really the onset that they start to get worried. They start to try and research what they can do. And I feel like it's the most disruptive, right? It's the one that shows up at the most inopportune time. You have to take care of yourself in the moment. And women just need to know that there's ways for them to work around it.
Well, this is exciting because, you know, to be honest, I think that that even though it's the, you know, most significant symptom or the most well-known, it's also, you know, one that can find yourself into some pitfalls if you don't know how to deal with it. What are some of those ways that, you know, you really encourage folks who are following mainstreaming menopause to deal with hot flashes?
Talk about them. Don't try and hide them, right? Like we were at a table last night at a major event and Sister had her fan sitting right on the table, right, trying to cool herself off. One of the things that triggers are caffeine, alcohol, smoking, right? So there are things that you can refrain from that'll keep you from having as many hot flashes. They say dress in layers, but that's a given, right? Like being able to pull off your clothes at some point and come down so that you're able to cool off faster. But anybody who's had a hot flash knows that that's some different type of heat. It's not like it's warm in the room, right? And you can start taking things off, because it's that internal type of heat that then you start to sweat. And so there isn't really some way for you to cool off until your body comes back down to temperature.
Well, what are some of those things that you've done? I mean, I know my mom talks, she vocalizes, oh, here I go, but she's always ran hot. So I didn't really get to experience the change necessarily from her, because she was always like more hot than everyone else. Mm-hmm. And we'd be like, Ma, it is not, you know what I'm saying? We are over here freezing, you know? But what are some of those things personally that you've been able to do to make sure that you maintain, you know, the sweats can be a lot of just like disruption, like you said. What have you done?
Well, when I was on hormone replacement therapy, it actually took it all away. But women have to know that not everyone is able to take hormone replacement therapy. So they're starting to prescribe antidepressants because they inhibit the serotonin. Somehow that kind of curbs your reaction to hot flashes. Me personally, I don't take anything. I just try and dress in those layers, right? I try and keep all the rooms as cool as possible, which isn't always good for everybody, right? I refrain from caffeine. I've never smoked, and I stopped drinking, right? I noticed that my level of sugar intake can increase my hot flashes too. I don't feel like I have found anything that truly takes them totally away, but being vocal, right, and not trying to hide them, and keeping some way to cool off right at hand.
Well, you know, when you're talking about this, immediately my mind goes, well, what can we do to just stop it? I mean, I don't know if there's any, like you said, there's maybe nothing you can do to stop it. But I have been a person who's always ran cold, right? Like I have low iron. I know that like that's a thing for me. Everybody is warm. My hands are freezing, right? Like I'm always trying to make sure my circulation is good, because I never wanted to be attributed to bad blood circulation. But I just can't imagine it when we talk about this internal fire. And feeling like you're trying to do everything to calm your body down. Someone told me once, when you have a fan and you're working your arm feverishly to fan yourself, you're also like making your body warm.
Like you're counterproductive in that, right? Meditation. Right? So putting yourself at a state where you're able to calm down your system is really good. I have found benefits of meditation, and just, you know, they say thinking cool thoughts, right? So ways to like control your body in certain ways, right? Because it's coming from your brain. It comes from the hypothalamus. So if that's what's triggering, if you can somehow tap into that, you can alleviate some of the symptoms.
Ooh, there we go. Now that's some stuff I can get with, Danyale. Well, you know, as we kind of switch topics a little bit here, I just want, you know, to talk about it. Since this is the last time you're in studio for now, you will be joining us virtually. You know, how has it been to be here, connecting with friends and family again here? Just tell us maybe some of those highlights. I've been seeing you all over the place, by the way. I have been everywhere.
I've been trying to be all over the place, because one of the things is that I sit back, like if I'm on the island and I see all the things going on in Seattle, then I start to feel I have that FOMO, right? The fear of missing out. And so as soon as I got in town, I was like, what's happening? I want to be at everything. I want to see everybody. And it's been beautiful. I've had the pleasure of participating in some great events, right? Catching up with people that I haven't seen for a long time. Even been asked to do this, right? I feel like through showing up in community, it's put me in position to show up even more.
I love it. Yeah. And before you leave, you actually are going to be at another event.
Yes.
I want to hear about this event coming up, because you'll actually be sharing some stuff on menopause, right?
So I'm co-hosting with Dreams Manifest LLC, Taya Williams, and we are going to be doing I Am Worthy, which focuses on Black and BIPOC women and our wellness. Our health and wellness. And so we're going to be talking about menopause. Dr. Lisa Price, who's a naturopathic doctor, she's going to be leading a discussion to help us better tap into how we're managing for ourselves and other ways to be able to take care of our menopause symptoms. We'll have a sound bath, which is going to be amazing. I'm going to lead us through womb centering. So kind of a manifestation of how do you really tap into your womb, connect with what it needs, and bring that to your daily practice.
Oh my goodness. And you were part of the Say Yes event. You were there in attendance.
Yes.
We had Tia and Marie on last week, and they were Tia was talking about this amazing event coming up March 24th.
March 24th from 12 to 4. We're going to be at Bird Bar, and it's going to be catered. Right? You can come and enjoy Jerk Shack and Intentions Juice Bar. It's all inclusive. Come, hang out. We're going to have swag. We're going to have a good time, a good girl time.
I know that's right. Well, our menopause mentor, Danyale Thomas, thank you so much for saying yes to this opportunity here and for being here and bringing your light back to the Pacific Northwest. I'm looking forward to visiting you in Hawaii soon.
Come through. Seattle's home. But you can come visit me at my other home anytime.
There we go. Yeah. Oh, wow, y'all. I'm telling you, it's always a pleasure to have our menopause mentor on lock. I'm actually excited to continue these amazing discussions with her virtually soon. Y'all will see that next month on the third Monday. But up next, y'all, the musical phenom, my girl, Shaina Shephard is here to give us some insight on all the amazing things she has going on with Jam Jar and Sunday Sessions and writing her new album. Y'all, I can't wait to dive in with her. You definitely don't want to miss this. Stay tuned. You're watching The Day with Trae.
Washington's charter public schools prioritize equitable learning opportunities for all students and strive for openness at every level. Teachers work with parents to build a trusting and supportive learning environment for students. To learn more, visit wacharters.org.
Urban League of Metropolitan Seattle is bringing a whole lot of star power to town as Taraji P. Henson and Hill Harper headline their 23rd annual breakfast happening November 22nd at the Seattle Convention Center Summit. Grab your tickets now at urbanleague.org.
Let's start the show.
Welcome back, everyone, to The Day with Trae. I'm your host, Trae Holiday, and joining me right now is my girl. I mean, if y'all have heard her music, you know she's a phenom. Shaina Shephard's back in the building. What's up, Shaina?
Hey, lady.
It's so good to see you.
You too. I'm so proud of you. I'm proud of us.
I'm proud of you. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Glow up. It's real. I just love. So this is what I'm gonna say to you is, first off, you're always going deeper and deeper into your craft. And I want to talk about that journey. I know you have some amazing ways and nodes and like paths that you take to do it, but just the evolution of your music is real. Tell us a bit about what that looks like behind the scenes.
Well, I'm so grateful that you guys are able to see me and cherish my process. You know how rare that is, and I feel so blessed to be a part of this community that you even care about that. And I think that that has inspired me to move my process outside of myself and my self-centeredness, because we all have that. And art is about expression of that, and how can I be focused on my art being a part of my communication style and about a part of my life. And I've been trying my best to stop, look at myself in the mirror every single day and be proud of myself. For me, those have to be actionable qualities for me. That's how I'm learning about how I love people myself. So I have been trying to bring my process out of just, sitting behind the piano and channel joy. How can I spent a lot of time on my own learning how to be a musician during the pandemic. And it was a lonely experience. And I've learned that a lot of the writing that I've done in that time has been introspective and lonely, and that's fine and beautiful. And I'm proud of my songs. But how do we transcend that? How do we make songs about communion, shout out to communion, and love and celebration and the next steps of our journey and just being human beings? And so I've been trying to find new ways to write in collaborative ways because I am pretty shy. So it's hard for me to be like, hey, everybody, let's just jump in the studio. Woo, MTV2. Like, not me, you know? So we've been trying to do more community-based songwriting spaces where we can build community for more introspective learners and listeners. And that's why I have been trying to do these other events that are not just about me making music or us all experiencing like a great party, but using those elements to create openness of self. And I feel like it's really been really beneficial. I just was talking to my family this morning. I'm like, I feel like I'm in the best place I've been in years. I'm just so grateful for this time, honestly. I hope it lasts forever.
Well, you know what? I mean, you put an intention behind that and you can manifest whatever it is you really want to. And I think your journey, that when you talk about your music as such a reflection of where you are, which is why, you know, the songs really are zeitgeist in their own regard, right? They're signs of the times you're in at that time. And I think that that's what's so special about following a musician through their journey, is that you get to do that growth piece with them as they share themselves from one track to another, from one album to another.
That's what makes you such an exceptional storyteller. It really is. I'm not just here to gas you, but like for real, like this is about like learning from each other, right? You are an amazing storyteller because you're able to see that like not everybody's gonna be able to have that perception of reality and be able to like, oh, that's not just a green leaf, but look how this leaf bends comparatively to this leaf. That's your art. I'm just so grateful for you. We all are really grateful for you. I can't help it.
Hey, if any of you have seen me at Shaina's episodes in the past, we go over here and we both fangirl out. We both fangirl. We both fangirl. We promised we wouldn't cry on this one for y'all, but you know, sometimes it's hard to keep the promise. But I'll just say that, I mean, now you have these amazing sessions you're doing. I mean, tell us more about Jam Jar. What is Jam Jar? What is the gem that we get to learn about right now?
I'm so excited about it. And I'm really grateful that you guys let me come and talk about it because I feel like it's so confusing. You ever just have like those thought babies and you're like, I know you're gonna grow up one day and you're gonna get out of my house and I'm just gonna let you be whichever you are. That's what I feel like Jam Jar is. We're trying to create like a creative atrium that interrupts the flow state of how we think about the music industry in town, where there's lots of little communities of music. There's great places, wonderful, amazing historic venues around town where people can go and see the best of the best, and more so the best of the best can flex their skills and express themselves with each other. And that's the way that industry is supposed to work. But what about people that are on their way to that kind of work? You know, you can sit in a practice room forever or sit in your bedroom forever and keep getting better and more diligent. But that kind of work is where you're getting to know yourself as a writer, yourself as a songwriter, and as a performer and a musician. Where are safe places for us to expand the skills of working together? Because most collaborative music is music that we love, listen to. We would not have Earth, Wind, and Fire if people were too scared to talk to each other and express each other and talk about, do you remember this day in September? You know, everything feels a little naked at first. So the goal with it is to invite people, musicians, to learn how to work together, create real meaningful relationships, not just networking over drinks, but really make music together and learn how to listen to each other again, learn how to be audience members that are part of the community at the same time. And I'm really proud of it. Honestly, it's been working out great. Just got like a whole bunch of my guys that I've been making music with for years and invited them to come. I'm so grateful to Cafe Racer for opening up the space for something that is pretty risky, you know? I mean, there's a whole part of ticket buyers and having people come and buy tickets to these events. I mean, people think, do I want to sit there and watch somebody not play a song, like not learn something? Like, you know, we're hoping to gather people that have, that number one can have the vote of confidence that you are going to get an amazing night of music and it's going to sound fabulous and you're going to feel everything, and that we do have the capacity to make songs on the spot. Like people are seeing us do what we do, which is make stuff happen commit to choices, make quick decisions. And I feel like it's like watching a football game for me. When I go, when I go to like Sea Monster or Royal Room back in the day and watch those, like, come on, the Cats. You watch the Cats, slay, and they be slaying. It's like watching team sports. And that's basically what we want to do, is just provide like another league. You can work your way up. And we have heavy hitters come in. Every week we have an MC and a guest artist that come in. Super intentional. Our MC plays whenever they want. But our goal as a band is to move around their craft, to learn from them. So we had Jimmy James come in. We had folk, so much soul that night. And we had Andy Coe come in with Annie Janser last week. So it was like incredible, moving, like soul music, but from the rock sphere. And we have artists that are doing hip hop. We have artists that are doing Latin music. And it's great for us as the house band, because we're challenging ourselves to adapt to all of these styles and be ourselves. And our goal is to make those MCs and those guest artists feel comfortable, like they're just at their regular show. And they just get to get paid, and people get to celebrate them. And I'm really proud of the environment that we're manifesting there. It's all ages. And, the Hill can get crazy, but it's been great to see people so focused on the music and so focused on celebrating each other and be so generous with their energy. It has been healing for me. And
oh my goodness.
It's just, I'm so excited and so grateful that we get to do this.
Well, I gotta tell you, this for me is reminiscent of, so many clubs that would do just this. It was like space for jam sessions, and people get to witness greatness happen on the spot. And the idea is that, we need more intentionality to bring that kind of collaboration and space back. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for making it accessible.
I learned it from those people.
Yeah.
When I first moved here, when I first moved here, and I didn't know, I didn't know halfway. I almost said a bad word, but I did not know who I was. And I was just trying to figure out who I was. I was just a kid going in these clubs and seeing these guys like Devon Lewis and Evan Floyd Barnes, and, even like rock, the names go on and on. Wuggy, like so many, I still just gonna pop up. But so many people that have been in this community in Seattle doing the thing, like doing this for generations. And I was there, I felt like I witnessed watching them kind of start to get demonetized, not silenced, but they weren't being supported by the community. They were working and working and working, and they were doing Marmalade, and they were doing this, and they were doing that, and they were bringing it to us, and we were losing the glimmer in our eye. We were losing the ability to appreciate that craft and that artistry, their dedication of their lives to keeping soul and amazing music and the punctuality and just all that in Seattle. And we almost abandoned them. And I was there for that. And I have been so motivated as a person to, started when I didn't know myself. I was like, I want to be with them. I want to hang out with them. They're cool to me. And now I'm in a place where I'm like, I trust the way that you've lived your life, and I want to follow in your footsteps. And so I'm very humbled to be a part of this, to be seen by them and embraced by them as sister is a huge accomplishment for me as a person.
Amazing.
And I hope I can do that for somebody else one day.
Yeah.
But not yet, because I'm cute and young. Not yet.
Hey, when the time comes, it'll be right? Well, then tell us about Sunday sessions. What is that the same? Is that the jam jar, or Sunday sessions different?
They're totally different.
Wow. What is Sunday sessions about?
It's a one-woman show, child. Okay, so let's be real. I did some really amazing stuff. Had an incredible start to my career, and I was just so lucky to just jump right into it. And I got so depressed. I had like a real bad bout with it. We won't go into it, but mental health is important.
It is.
And I wasn't taking care of mine. And I was just deteriorating, and I was almost losing myself. So when I decided, I was like, instead of focusing on like, how am I going to jumpstart my career? How am I going to get out music? It was all about focusing on what people would want from me. And that's the same place of like, I don't feel like I can be loved. That's stuff that I'm gonna have to deal with for the rest of my life. But I don't want to bring my music and something that I have loved and have been so grateful to God to give me to continue to order my steps in his way. I'm not going to give that to y'all. So I'm going to do my career and do it on my own time and do it my way. And so I found that I needed to do this Sunday session so I could force myself to be a listener, practice what I preach. You know, like I need to learn new songs. I need to understand music theory better. I need to be a better performer, be able to carry my own weight. So when I play with other people that I expect and respect and admire, that I can be at the same level as them. So this is my way of trying for myself selfishly to be a better artist. And I've been loving it. I've learned so much, like so many new songs. I've become a better player. And it's been great seeing so many different types of people come to my shows that wouldn't be able to, families and their kids, and people come out and I have like a bag full of coloring supplies, and a good friend of mine makes like original designs for us to color together and get out of our head and get out of our bodies. And I ask people to vote every week on what our theme is. Our theme for Sunday is manifestation. Last week we did change. The week before that, we did dreams, and people online are voting to decide what the focus should be for the week. That has helped me order my steps to be a part of what they are feeling and not get in my head and be a part of where they are. And when they give me that attention, I want to give it right back to them. And so it's just a really fun little living room session. It's like a small little jewel box of a room with a bar. You can get a full amazing meal, and just spend time with your family or your friends. And, you know, you listen or you don't. You can play games with me or you don't, you know, and I've just had a lot of fun just exploring these bigger themes of like why these artists made something in the first place. You know, not just being a performer who can sing and put on a fancy dress, but really just talk about why these people made those things and why those songs touch us from all different genres. You know, just getting back to being human is really what the Sunday session has been about. So.
I love this. I mean, so much of the creative process and the artistic process is being able to explore.
Yeah.
Right? And so that's what I'm hearing in both Jam Jar and Sunday sessions. They're exploring in different ways, but it's just like the exploration of the thing, which I'm sure aids you as you're now writing another album. I mean, Tell us about this massive body of work. I'm already pumped.
I've put together so many songs, been so chaotic with my energy going in the studio. I mean, artists can attest when you start taking the song out of your back pocket and sharing it with people in that creative sense, you start to get that prickle in the back of your neck and that sweat under your arms. The voices begin again. Is it good enough? Am I worthy? Is this enough? Should I add more? When is it over? When is it done? And I have let that hold me from presenting my works to people. And I don't want to do that anymore. You know, more like games or sessions or put together. I'm really proud of all the little things I've come up with, little like Dauphine project that we did where we're gonna like write a record in like a week and all these things that's just who I am. But this project is built over all of the time that I've been making music. I've selected songs that have already been worked to the bone by me, and I have given them away. I've given each one to a different producer a friend that I love, and I've just want to say thank you for all of the time that you have dedicated into me, and thank you for all of the times that you stayed up for me and cared about my story, and I'm gonna just give this back to you, and you let me know when it's done. Wow. And it has been so freeing to just, you know, focus on the release of that and focus on what it all is about, which is working together to make all of these things happen. And when this record comes out, there's gonna be a lot of people on this record, you know, because of that. You know, there's so many sounds on it. There's French horns and string sections and like jazz horns and percussion of all different varieties, but all of those things of the world, all those types of world music have moved me, and that's okay that they all are in part of one thing. I'm feeling like at this point that I'm very proud of the way it sounds, and I'm really excited to share it because it's everything at once. And I'm listening to the way that music is moving in the world right now. And I was really afraid for a while, like maybe I just missed my window. I should have said it then. But you know, somebody up there's got a plan every time. I'm gonna tell you, it's starting to sound like we're all connected at the end of the day. I'm looking forward to hearing whatever everybody else has been making behind closed doors too.
Well, Shaina, this is why I always love having you on, because no matter what you're working on, it's inspiring. It's so inspiring that you pour everything into it, that you've found your musical community and that you are continuing to grow it, opening up the doors for, you know, young and old, but new musicians that are finding themselves in the art of music. So thank you so much for everything you bring to this community, not just the music community, but in your organizing of musicians, your organizing of community is also just such an amazing node to who you are. And I'm so grateful that we're in community together, my friend, and that we get to witness each other's greatness in that way. So thank you always for joining me. You know you are welcome here anytime. Anytime. Oh my God. Y'all, we made it. No tears. We did it. We did it. Oh, we did it. So, you know, I'm so excited to wrap up all of this amazing inspiration and artistry with these two beautiful queens that I just got to experience. Y'all don't want to miss this. Stay tuned. You're watching A Day with Trae.
Disney and Cameron Mackintosh's Mary Poppins comes to life on stage at the Fifth Avenue Theatre, featuring Step in Time and Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Make it a jolly holiday at Mary Poppins. For tickets, visit fifthavenue.org.
Africatown Plaza is our latest affordable housing development project. It's 126 units of affordable housing over community commercial space.
It's the first time in my career, and I've been doing this for 10 years, that I was able to design for people who look like me.
Africatown Plaza is a beacon of hope.
Africatown Plaza is a love letter to the community.
A world of wonder awaits at Pacific Northwest Ballet's The Nutcracker. Treat your loved ones to the Northwest's favorite holiday tradition at Seattle Center's McCall Hall. Visit pnb.org.
Hello, welcome to Elite Insights with Carlos Imani. We're looking to offer an in-depth look at event production industry through the lens of client experiences and joint successes. The podcast will emphasize guest interviews, focusing on client discussing their fields and reflecting on their collaboration with Elite Collective. Again, you're with Elite Insights. Carlos Imani here. I'll see you guys in a few.
Welcome back, everyone, to The Day with Trae. I'm your host, Trae Holiday. What a phenomenal Monday. And y'all know I like to save that for Friday, but I'm going to tell you right now, this magnificent Monday, not only did I get to start with our Menopause Mentor, Danyale Thomas, who is spending her last Sunday in studio with us, but not her last Sunday with us, as she shared, you know, when we think about one of the biggest symptoms of menopause with those hot flashes, there are some things that you can do to tone it down. And I'm going to always say to anybody supporting someone with menopause, there are things you can do, because you can also sit there and help fan them. You can make sure they got the little mobile fan they can plug into their phone. You can make sure that they got calming space around them so they can get into that meditative state as she described today. And also, always a pleasure to be with Shaina Shephard. Y'all, you know, when we think about those who are doing the work in ways that we can't comprehend until we kind of experience it, she's always one of those people for me that pop up in my world, because listen to what she shared with us, Jam Jar, Sunday sessions, and how she's creating music for her new album. All of that is such a collaborative way that she is going about it. It's almost like a collaborative effort, because she's opened her heart up to pouring out and receiving the love from others. And y'all know, for me, that's where the inspiration begins and abounds. So you can always choose some inspiration from here on The Day with Trae to embedding your own lives, y'all, so that you can be inspired to be a part of the solution as my amazing queens here today showed you. And for me, until tomorrow at 11 a.m., y'all. Peace. Converge Media produces culturally relevant content for Black and urban audiences. Our coverage is raw, transparent, and objective, praised by community leaders, government officials, and residents. Support Converge Media today via Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal at Converge Media.